Well, thank you, everyone. This is going to be a very short and special interview on issues and matters arising about the arrest of Angel, our obedient sister, and our great human rights activist, protester on the street for good governance, quality leadership, and the respect for the rule of law. This is her son, Angel, innocent son. Angel that was arrested or adopted by the Nigerian government. This is her son. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Very well.
So, what's your name?
My name is Hero Innocent.
Okay, Hero. What exactly happened? Tell us the story of how your mom was adopted by the DSS, how they broke into your house at 2 a.m. in the night. Tell us how it happened.
Yes. So that night before, I was using her ATM card to get some food for myself because she has already slept off and she was very cold. Apparently, she was sick. So after during midnight, I saw that yeah she woke up. Then she went back to sleep again. She wanted water. I gave her the water. Now at 1 a.m. I was awake. I wondered why I was awake. I believe I was talking to someone on my phone. When it was time for me to sleep, 2 a.m. reached. I closed my eyes. In just about 10 minutes, I opened my eyes to see five hefty men, all armed with rifles, pointing guns at my face. As if that was not even enough, they went to my mom's room. Five other men went to my mom's room as well and looked for her. When they finally found her, they started shouting at her, telling her she should be quiet, that she should not make a sound, threatening to shoot if we make a sound. So we all kept quiet out of fear and out of fear of the unknown. He took her to the sitting room, took me and one of my friends that was staying with me, took all of us to the sitting room and asked her to go back to her room and dress up. Meanwhile, in the sitting room, there were two other hefty men, also armed, standing at our door. While the estate we stayed is a three-bedroom flat with two different floors, ground floor, first floor, and second floor. So on each floor, ground floor, first floor, and second floor, there were one armed man each on every floor. As if that was not still enough, there were still some people downstairs as well waiting for the next order. So when they asked her to dress up, she dressed up. She was fearing, thinking that they were kidnappers or robbers. She was only fearing for my sake, fearing for my life, asking them to not hurt me, not harm me, that they should allow me, let me rest, that she also needs to rest, that she's sick. They didn't listen to that. They took her out of the house. They asked, who is her son? I said I was the one, and they took me as well. So on going down, I saw them with up to five different cars, fully tinted. Plate numbers were not even available. There were a lot of cars outside, up to five, and there were still a lot of people mounted on every single car. Our neighbors that were outside hearing the noise of when they were breaking into our house came to check what happened. I saw them on the floor, lying face flat on the floor because of fear, and they seized their phones and they all pointed guns at them. Our fellow estate residents as well, took to their heels when they saw them. Some ran upstairs, some saw them and couldn't run on time and they took them.
These guys, were they with guns?
They were all armed, all rifles.
But did they mask themselves?
They were all masked.
They masked themselves.
Yes.
So there's no power of recognition of
No.
any of these men.
Only three people were not masked. I think they should be the head, or they should be the head in charge of the whole operation. The only three were not masked. Every other person was masked.
So for how many days did you not see your mom?
About 8 days.
But who did they tell you people who they were when they were doing the operation?
They said that they were DSS, that we should remain calm in this whole situation. But obviously, we couldn't have remained calm with them all masked, pointing guns at us, fearing that one of us could just be shot out of the blues, and even our security people, our estate security men, they were all fearing because for them to just see armed men pointing at the gate, asking them if they don't shoot, they shall shoot. If they don't open the gate, they will shoot. And
But
all of
have you ever been afraid like that in
I've
your life?
never been afraid of that because you can't really imagine to have your room lights turned off and then you see your room lights turning back on with five men pointing guns at your face. That is a whole different level of fear because we
So
are all vulnerable.
so how did they enter the house? Did you people open for them, or
No,
they broke in?
they broke into the house. They broke into the house. They destroyed the padlock. Broke into basically the our security door. They broke into it. Our hallway. They also broke into it because it was locked. They broke into that as well before they entered our rooms.
Wow. So so now how did you get to find where your mom was arrested and kept?
Well, I've been trying her number since the day you took her, and I couldn't get her until Saturday, last Saturday.
Okay.
She finally called me with a different number, and I had to trace the number on Truecaller, and I saw a, let's say, how do I put it? Let's say a department in SAS, IRT. That was what I saw. When I spoke to her, she said that she was in DSS, that she was fine in DSS, that the place was okay, the environment was fine where she was, that it was a bit convenient for her. They took her to SAS because she was not complying, apparently. So when they took her to SAS, she wasn't having rest.
So they took her to SARS. Did they lock her up in the guard room or they just kept her in a room
No, they locked her up in
with other
with other
criminals?
criminals.
Wow. So what is her charges?
Her charges were was that she was blackmailing the government.
How?
I believe maybe I don't know, maybe the protests that went on, that all she just said, because I watched the interview beginning to end on her own particular segment because it was live. All she just said was that they were hiring people to stop the protests. She mentioned names, yes. As she mentioned the names, people now took recognition of her face, and that was how they carried her.
But do you believe that this Ahmed Bola Tinubu's government is the one doing this arrest, or these people that she mentioned their name are the ones that are ready to get her dealt with? What do you think?
I believe both because they are all under the same government because they support the government.
Yeah. So
For
when
them to for them to for them to like want to stop the protests, they support the government, support all the injustice that's going on in this country, support everything. As long as they are not being harmed or nothing is affecting them, they are fine.
So now she is already located at the SARS Department of the Police in
Yes,
Abuja.
yes,
It means that Nigerians and everyone across the world already know where she is, that she's safe, and she's not ready to give back whatever the government wants her to give back, like apologies and all
yes.
that. She stands on her ground because she has the privilege to speak as a Nigerian. Now, you have not been with your mom for close to 2 weeks. How do you feel about this? You've been living with her all your life, and today the government has taken custody of her, even against the wish and the will of the Constitution of Nigeria, holding her hostage for nothing's sake.
I feel very bad because I haven't seen my mom for about 8 to 9 days. If it was a different case, like yes, it was I was in hostel or something. Yes, I could actually be talking to her every day. But this time she wasn't in hostel. Like I wasn't in hostel. She wasn't nearby. She was somewhere else. I didn't even know what she was feeling. I don't even know whether she has eaten. I don't know whether she has slept. I don't know whether where she's even sleeping is peaceful for her. Whether they're disturbing her or whether they're harassing her, I do not know. But all I knew was that she told me she was fine. But since that day I spoke to her, I haven't had rest. I have been running helter skelter, talking to at my age. I just turned 19 on Monday, and I'm talking to lots of lawyers, lots of men, having meetings with a lot of people just on her case.
So you are now 19 years old. It means that you are now an adult,
Yeah,
and you can sue and you can be sued, right? So do you think suing the government to release your mom is a part of justice to follow?
yes. Now, releasing or suing them to release my mom, apparently, when they say when they have, you have something you want to do and you're desperate for it, you have to take drastic steps in order to achieve it. My mom now hasn't seen on any sunlight other than today. No sunlight. She has not seen sunlight since until just today for 8 days. You can imagine. I don't think she even knows what time was when she came out. I don't think she know how. I don't even think she even knew how to feel because she was happy, and then I see saw tears in her eyes. So seeing this government now on them releasing my mom is necessary. It's paramount I do that because it's better they know that yes, I'm not going to keep quiet as well because this is not a peaceful arrest, or this is not something that yes they invited her or they called her or invited her that yes they want to see you or they want her to come to the office. No, they just broke into our house. They have been trailing and tracking my mom and I for days since what do you call it, like days before her arrest. I've been
So,
tracking her.
apart from your mom,
Yes,
do you think they have been also trailing to arrest other people?
yes.
Or who are the people you think they are
There are a
coming
lot of
after?
people that they have been arresting already. Yes, there are a lot of people that also that are still looking for right now. One of the reasons of her arrest is because they want to find someone else, thinking she will know where the person is. Well, she doesn't know any of them. All she just knows is yes, they met at the protest ground. But other than that, they believe she knows whatever. I don't know. Because whoever she knows, I must know. Like I am her only child and I know everything that goes on in her life.
Like who are the people do you think the government is looking for through
Alright.
her?
Yes. We are looking for one Mr. Lucky. Yes. I know him. They are looking for him as well. They are also looking for one Mr. Andrew. I have forgotten his surname, but apparently he's a white man. He is not possibly not even a Nigerian. So they are also looking for him as well. So those two people are the people I am aware that that they are working after.
So they want to use your mom to trace them.
Yes, they want to use her to trace them
And
because
she does not have their address. She does not know them. They just met on the
yes,
protest
she
ground.
doesn't know anyone. Yes,
Okay.
all she just knows is that they met at the protest ground, and because of that, they went through her phone, through everything, thinking yes they will find important or
Information.
substantial information, but they haven't found anything yet.
Okay, so now what do you want Nigerians to do for you? How do you want Nigerians to support you on this matter? You say you want to go to court, you want to take the government to court for the
Yes.
release of your mom and to also pay for damages because Angel Innocent is said to be sick
Mm.
even before the protest, but she still came out and to show that solidarity to her country. And as the only son, how do you think the Nigerian people, both home and abroad, can support you? Get a lawyer to start this case because a lot of people have tried to send lawyers to the DSS, to the police to
Mm.
find where they are, where she is, and they have declined until when you had that call and you got the information of where your mom is. So what do you want Nigerians to do in their support?
All I can ask for in aspect of support is I need financial support basically because she's not at home. She's the one that handles everything in the house, feeding everything in the house, and that's one. I also need the support as well for in order to file you know
A case.
petitions on them and taking them to court, and also funding our lawyers on this matter. So financial support and is basically all I need.
All right. I would just want to say I want you to speak to President Ahmed Bola Tinubu on this issue. What do you want Ahmed Bola Tinubu to do as president of Nigeria on the release of your mom?
What I want him to do as president in his own power, because he's the highest, because he has the final say. He can say release her today, he can say release her tomorrow. All I want him to do is go deep down into his heart, have that human conscience, like let him tap into that human conscience in order to find out or see that yes, what she did wasn't really wrong. All she just did was try to be patriotic, try to be, um, empathetic on this whole issue going on in Nigeria. School fees is very expensive. Feeding is expensive. The fuel we're using to go everywhere is expensive. Everything is expensive. Everything has gone up. Dollar, how much is dollar now? Dollar is the same. I think even one two is higher than dollar. You can imagine that. And now the issue is that what I want him to do as president, because he is also a human, because he is a human being. He knows what's right. He knows all that's wrong. He should just have it in his mind and have it in his heart to hearken to all cries that has been shouted on by the Nigerians. Hearken to everyone's cries. Feel their pain. Because all he always says is that he feels that pain. But I don't really know if he feels it. If he feels the pain then yes, he would have done something by now. But where are we today? This country is going darker. Like there is no, not just aspect of, like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel is even closing. There is nothing there. We don't basically have hope, and yet all he preaches about is hope. So, as the president of this country, I believe he has all he can do, or all he can see is financial, you know, say financial. His role as the head of the country, the commander in chief of all armed forces, and everything he at his beck and call. So all he just needs to do is to have that human conscience and ask that she be released, because it's paramount that if he was my age, if he was my age and he knew what was going on, and he knew what I know, and he feels what I feel, he wouldn't let her stay there till today. It's because of the corruption in this country that she is where she is today. All he needs to do, all he needs to do is make sure that she is released and ask them to release her and pay for the damages, because not just that she's sick. What they did to our house, I had to leave there because it wasn't safe anymore for me. What they did to our house, they scattered everything. You can imagine bed that is actually very heavy, like up to 20 men. Just one to two people just lifted the bed, turned the whole thing upside down, broke our drawers just because they're looking for pots. What exactly has my mom that they're looking for? What are they looking for? They scattered everything in the house. Everything has been, destroyed just because they are looking for something to incriminate. And yet they still found nothing. They still took her to where she was, and they still harassed her, shouted at her if she does not comply, they will shoot. If she does not comply, they will handcuff her, they will take her to where they are hanging people, they will.
I
Why?
learned that you guys were blindfolded.
Yes, we were blindfolded and she was handcuffed just because of this whole matter. Because they were supposed to take me as well. I already entered one of the vehicles with them. And upon leaving, when they were about to leave, they said, okay, let them release the boy because it's not more important. That I should allow the boy to go home at once. And when going back home, I saw other officials, or let's should you say officials? Can we even say of their officials? Because this is not a legal something.
So altogether, there are like how many men
They
that
were
invaded your home?
they were up to, okay, our home alone, our flat alone was about 12.
Then downstairs,
While now the entire compound block plus the staircase, everything, there are about how many? 18 plus four different men on almost every corner I see,
all blindfolded.
all masked, all armed, just looking for what exactly one woman that is sick and her son that is struggling to take care of her. What else do they want from us? They should have just even, yes, if they even
Invited her.
yes, if they invited her, yes. My mom loves the DSS, loves the SAS. Even if enters something, she was always kind of against it because she was like, yes, no matter how, yes, they're brutal, oh, but they are always
Doing
getting
that job,
to
yeah.
go, yes. And now these people came and took her, all treating her like she's one of the, like she's a criminal. What exactly has she done? And they knew she was sick. They saw how slow she was walking. They shouted at her to walk fast just because they wanted payment or whatever they're doing. This whole thing was even illegal. That's the funny thing. The whole thing was illegal because our sources, where they held her the first time, said that they weren't even aware of the operation. And this whole thing, it was planned. It was planned.
It was a
It
setup.
was a setup. It was a setup. Like they took this whole, like They basically just treated her like she was a thief, like she had run away from people since. If they invited her or they called her, people have been calling her phone. DSS has been calling her phone. They call her phone almost every like twice a week or three times a week. They call her and she answers. And she even like puts on speaker so I'll be hearing as well. Because they always ask her, okay, why you like what is the way for like they always pretend as if yes, they're supporting her. Or let's even say pretend because they always say they're supporting her. Supporting her because the government is not good, they're not treating them well, that even their son, their school fees is not easy and the rest. But just because she stood out for what's right. While others were running away,
Hero Innocent.
she stood out.
Hero Innocent. Thank you for this information. Nigerians all over the world, this is the only son of our friend, our sister, and our mother, Angel Innocent, who has been adopted and arrested by force by the DSS and the police in Abuja. And we hope that she regains her freedom soon. So please, this young man said he wants Nigerians to help him, support him, get a case filed in court for the freedom of his mother and the compensation of the damage done mentally, physically to his family. Thank you so much.